hope you like that. That was me playing the UNO synth, just sort of sitting there watching a TV show last night called Synth Britannia, and it was all about sort of Gary Newman and Human League and Depeche Mode, so all 80s bands in the UK, and their use of synths. Eurythmics came on with this track, and as I was sitting there with this on my lap, cat on one leg, this on one leg, and a glass of wine on the side. So I just thought I'd share. It's a really simple little piece. It's sort of so strong. It just shows how good Annie Lennox's vocals are, really. Because when you listen to, or when you break it down into the constituent parts, it's really, really simple. So the lead line, or the lead lines, are these two. And together. So just break them down quickly. I've got first one, the sort of main, as I've called it, a bass. I've used two pulses, so you can see here. It's just slightly sort of, one's thin, one's a little bit thicker, and they're both modulated. The pulse width is modulated by a really slow LFO, and that gives that sort of phasing sound. The main riff. Two detuned sawtooths again, lovely, simple. Kick, I've used the Lindrum kick from Wave Alchemy, from their Revolution, and you get these little modules in the Revolution, so you don't have to load the whole thing, so I've just used the Lindrum kick. And for the big reverb kick, I've used the same kick, and I've added a bit of this from UAD. It's the MT250. It was available in the 80s, but whether they used it, I think they recorded most of this at home, didn't they? On an 8-track. I think they did the whole album on it. So whether they eventually ever got to a larger studio to mix it down, no idea. But it's an 80s sounding reverb. Not spent too much time on the kicks because it's not about the kicks. Middle 8. So this is 3 separate patches I've used. So they've all got the same sound, but the sequence is different. Moving on to the clap. The clap again is from the UNO. Pretty simple, but it sounds slightly different on the track because I've EQ'd it a bit, and I've used the Cush Audio Electra. And I used that rather than using the standard EQ in Logic, just so that I couldn't see what it was doing, really. I could listen to it rather than look at it. Because I've sort of no idea what's going on with this. You have no idea what frequencies you're pulling out, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. In this case, it was useful. And finally, we have this lead sound, which sounds to me like an old 70s string machine. I'm not sure that's what they used. I have no idea what keyboards they used. I know I make that look easy, but actually it's quite difficult playing live using these little keys. It's perfectly acceptable for typing in your sequences, but it is difficult to play as an instrument. So I MIDI'd that up using the Sub 37 for that. So let me just have a look what I've got on this. I've got the Roland Dimension D, so I'll take that off. What you heard there is just this on its own, but in the track I've mixed it in a little bit better. So let's just take the reverb and the Dimension D off. And now let's put them back in. Just gives it a more lush sound using a big chorus. Which is, of course, how you'd record synths in the 80s. You'd have the synth and it wouldn't have built-in effects. You know, you'd have your pedals and your effects units and whatnot. So I don't think it's cheating. So let's just take a look at what I've used on the sort of main mix bus. I've used Tape by Softtube. Nice. I don't know really. I'm just trying to make it sound more 80s, so put it on tape. I've used the virtual mix bus from Stephen Slate just to sort of dirty it up a little bit. And to pull it all together, I've used the Slate Digital SSL. I think it's Slate Digital FG Grey, whatever that means. And at the very end, I stopped the tape. Bit of fun. Anyway, I hope that was of some use or interest or a bit of fun for anyone out there. But it was, as I say, an enjoyable evening in. Thanks a lot. See you next time.